So, Chippo, here we are, mate.
Well, yeah.
EP1.
Yes.
Well, hopefully, if it's any good. So, hello everyone. Welcome. So, Break Refuel Ride podcast. First of many, hopefully. So, we are pretty much going to be talking about cycling, coffee, because it goes hand in hand.
It does.
And you know, we'll probably ad lib as we go. We'll probably go on a tangent and start talking
You'll find
about.
there's going to be a lot of ad libbing.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about other stuff. But pretty much, generally, it will be about the cycling. So we'll start off introducing ourselves. So I introduce myself. I'm Grant. I used to race motocross. That was my background. So 2 wheels since the age of 5. Gave up when I was like 23, 42 now, and just got into cycling. So I've probably been riding 20 odd years. Not built to climb, so didn't get into the road racing scene. Obviously done a little bit, but not great at the vertical stuff, as are you.
Yes.
So I got into crits. That was my thing. So yeah, done that for quite a few years. And talk about the crits. I want to touch base on a cycling shop that was in Woburn called Peddling Gear.
I know that place. I remember that place. Yes,
we'll talk
yes.
about that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when I started getting into racing the crits, when there's a local shop that opened up where I used to live. And yeah, obviously still cycling, love it, great. It's a great solo sport if you want to get out on your own and just go for a pedal. You know, I think if you're not racing and you haven't got to do a training program and you just want to go for a ride, it's just great. You know, it's just that kind of time to yourself.
Yeah, depends how you look at it. Yeah.
Well, if it's flat, I'm game on. Love it. If somebody says, Grant, do you want to come out and go up Whiteleaf and Copland Wardrobes?
Yes.
You're right.
There are local climbs around here, by the way, which are very, very steep and not good for the likes of
us.
Grant.
Yeah, classics riders.
Yeah,
classics. So yeah, so that's myself. So pass you over to my sidekick, and he can introduce himself to you.
Hi, I'm Chippo.
Captain Chippo.
Everyone knows me as Chippo. I was given this strange nickname, which is
I don't even know why.
It's because after Mario Cipollini, purely not because of my racing prowess at all, because I started to sprint for signs with a guy called Clyde Nichols, a big, tall, very, very strong guy around here, and it kind of mud sticks.
Yeah,
so it kind of it's there, and there's lots of Pauls. Paul's a very common name next to another common name. So
yeah.
It's in the club there's lots and lots of Pauls. So I am called Chippo.
That's right.
And I think even my kids have called me that sometimes as well. So,
oh really?
And people know me, so and I get people anyway. So I've been riding for about 20 plus years. I joined, I think it's High Wycombe Cycling Club many years ago, and got involved in lots of stuff and sportives. You know, going to France and doing what I would call races. Okay, out there with a knot. They're just getting around, enjoying it, but experiencing, and I just love it. I think it helps the mindset, you know. It helps the old, what everyone calls about well-being these days, but it's all about what's in the head. It just helps you release. Have a hard day, go for a ride. I come back a different guy. Most people out there will probably, certainly guys, if they don't ride for a few days, their wife wants to kill them or kick them out. Kick them out for 45 minutes with their silly mates on their BMXs, as we call them, and there you are. You're great. So I just hooked up with Grant and got involved in the Biker Bean stuff. We come here quite a lot as a club, and we come here quite a lot as individuals anyway. And so it's a perfect location, I think, in the Chilterns for us to sort of ride and get to. It's quite central for a lot of out and back rides. So that's kind of how we started, really. So yes, so
and here we are. So I don't know who died. So I don't actually know. Was it my idea or was it
your idea? You came to me and said, "Should we do some podcasts?"
Yeah.
And I listen to podcasts a lot in the car, and I sit there and criticise the guy who's doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys, we're talking about rubbish, but it's just chat and banter and stuff you'd all talk about. So I guess should we talk about the thing that is in everyone's mind right now? We should be, if you're a cyclist anyway, and that isn't just TNT costs for watching the cycling, which is another story, another whole thing itself. But yesterday's big event, which was Strada Bianchi, fantastic, and I actually ended up paying I couldn't not watch it. Couldn't watch it, so I rang up Sky, and I'm doing it for 6 months, so it's not too bad. But what a race! I turned it on just as those two got away. So what do you think about it? You get your opinion, I give you my opinion. How about that? There you go.
Okay. So I didn't watch it live, but obviously just kind of watched the.
You're making coffee here. That's why, because I was out watching it live.
Exactly. So do you know what I think? Obviously, early season, Pidcock is new team. A lot of kind of around Pidcock because he left Ineos. How's he going to do? It's not obviously a big team. Has he got the backing, the finances? As Ineos has got, how is he going to ride? And then obviously early season, he's been good, right? So
he always is that.
Yeah, he always is. He's a phenomenal rider. So I think personally probably the Strada Bianca yesterday was probably his first kind of real proper showing when there was like big names there. It was a stacked field. So see how he kind of fares. And obviously he's going to be out the top. And he went what kilometre did he go? He went
quite early.
Quite early, didn't he?
Quite early,
but then he obviously counteracted it. But what I can't get, and we spoke about it on our ride this morning, we've done a ride out this morning. So what I can't get my head around, and it's really bad to say, and it's probably very controversial me saying this, right?
Yeah.
But when somebody's so good, right, and you kind of think to yourself, right, you can only be so good for so long, but when somebody's so good year after year after year, but when you have somebody like Tom Pidcock that's a phenomenal rider, and then another rider make him look like he ain't a phenomenal rider. I just, in my head, you first say to yourself, he can't be clean, right?
Well,
and it's very controversial.
Well, the first question is there's no fairy tales, right? This is a Lance quote, okay? And it's a Pantani quote, actually, where it comes from. There's no such thing as fairy tales in cycling. It isn't. So it's the first question everybody asks. They can't be clean. They're running all this. Really train hard, right? It's they don't get paid that much compared to footballers, okay? It's a poorly paid, rewarding sport. But it's kind of, when you look at the careers, they'll do very well out of it. But it's I think they're clean. I just think that he's a different kind of beast, and it's generational. And I think you get them every 10 years. These guys crop up and they stick around, and no one can beat them. It's how long he can stay at the top, and I think he's had that wobble. He didn't win the Tour. Vingegaard won, but I think going back to Pidcock is I just think we need a rider who's not just going to focus on the big tours. It's great to win these monuments, but it's much more credible to me to win all the classics. We haven't had a rider since Merckx, really. There's Boonen and all that stuff, but they haven't won all of these, right? And that's the sort of rider that people now, I certainly have more respect for, these classic one-day rides. Right at this time of year, you've got to train all the way through, starting from November, which, and you've got to train hard to get up there. So I don't know. I think that it's a matter of time before Pidcock is going to have to make that decision about what sort of rider he wants to be. And he's probably had that conversation at Ineos as why he's left. Which is probably, everyone wants the other jersey, wants to be, but it's, he's a small guy. He's a powerful attacker. I don't know. It's and there's all those around team stuff. So I don't know. It'd be good to see when you've obviously got Milan San Remo next weekend coming up, and then we've got after that we've got some other classics. We can't remember. Tour of Flanders, the big one. Tour of Flanders, and then there's Ghent-Wevelgem on the back of that, which I'm going to go and ride the Sportive on, which is good. So yes, I'm indeed. I shall be there. I've done it a couple of times. And to me, it's the best Sportive that because it's when you go past on all this memorial. What are you called? All the battle sites where all the sort of battles happened, and in World War One, and you go past what's it called, the sort of the Christmas truce, all that stuff. It's really quite
Cool.
humbling. And
How
I think
far?
it's in different versions,
Oh,
of course. You can do the Hog 225k, which is what Andy Davis is doing, guy in the club, and I'm doing 125 because I've done it a few times.
Kilometres?
Yeah, 125k, and it's there's only one real. You go up the Kemmelberg, which is a beast to go up because there's two sides you can go up depending on what route you do. Ours is quite steep. It's 20% max, and you've got to have the right cassette. You can't churn up that. And the cobbles on the Kemmelberg, the gaps are quite big. So even with your 28s, can you imagine going up there years ago on 22-inch tyres? It's just, and how to get up without crashing amazes me. So it's going to be those 28-inch tyres and 30-inch, and some guys will be on, riding my event will be on CX bikes, gravel bikes.
Yeah.
I'm debating what to take. I've taken different ones, and it was the same result. The great thing about it is there's a wonderful beer right at the end, which is classic Belgian way of finishing something. But yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. Getting back to Strade Bianchi, it was a great result and fantastic. Siena was just beautiful. It was a great result. So if you get a chance to have a look at it and rewatch it again, I've just told you the result, but it's worth watching anyway because it'll be on Facebook everywhere. So
It'll be
if you get a chance. But Milan-San Remo next weekend, it's a classic sprinters one. I don't know who that's likely to be. I really can't think who it's going to be initially. I can't see if Pog's riding. I can't see him getting away. Can I see Peacock getting away? Or is he an out-and-out sprinter? Well, he's in cyclocross, but is he in anything else? I don't know. So it's open, really. I don't know. We'll be favourites in the day, and we can talk about that anyway. So yeah.
So I got a question.
Got a question? Good.
Got a question,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, should Pidcock have waited?
Waited for who? Oh, you mean
When he crashed.
So when he crashed, should he have waited? He's British and he's an Englishman, but he's from Yorkshire. So I'd expect him to be the gentlemanly thing and do what he did. I think it's the right thing to do.
What, are
but
Yorkshireans
he lost 4 minutes.
Gentlemen, are they?
The guy was 4 minutes behind.
I know.
The ones
More
I know,
than that.
the ones I know of.
Yeah.
And it was should have waited. He did.
Yeah.
And I think whatever he did, and I think that enhanced his second place. To be honest with you.
But do you think he waited because if he did go on to win it?
It'd been controversial.
Yeah,
He didn't wait. He should
We
have
didn't
done
wait,
that.
but if he won it, well, you only won it because he
Pod
crashed.
crashed because his own fault.
And he crashed hard.
He's ridden that enough times. It's great. I've ridden that 22, 30 times. Okay, 22, 30 times, and there's no. It's my own fault I crashed. Retrospectively, yes. I shouldn't have. He should have gone, but he didn't, and I think that's to his. That he'll get payback for that because it could be in a position in the Tour where he needs a favour from somebody and he can pull a favour, and that's how it works, isn't it, really? He won't forget it, he didn't attack it,
No.
so and it'll be noticed right across the peloton. So that, that sort of thing, although attack, it's, it's a bigger picture, and I think that was a good move. Anyway.
So,
what are you talking about next? Let's talk about coffee.
We can talk about coffee. So, probably just, we've mentioned it a couple of times. So, we're doing the podcast from the Biker Bean Coffee House, which is located in Chinna. So, is it classed in the Chilterns? It's not really, is it? It's outside Chilterns, isn't it?
It's effectively Oxfordshire, but
Yeah.
I would say that if anyone asked me, I'd say this is in Chilterns.
Yeah, it's, we're not in the middle of the Chilterns, but we're quite close to Chilterns.
It's the Chilterns region. How about that?
There we go.
Absolutely.
Chilterns region. So so it's a good location. The coffee house. As Chico said, we get many clubs that come and visit us on weekends. I just think we're quite a good location. And as I said, from here, and you can be in the thick of the Chilterns. 20k?
No,
More than that, 15.
Go up,
You're there.
if you go up that hill, Chinna Hill, you are in the Chilterns.
So it's not too far. So that's kind of where we'll be rolling out these podcasts, and as we kind of go through it and do it and do more of them, we've got quite a few people kind of lined up that we're going to have in to have chats with. So that again will be cycling related people, it will be people to do with the coffee industry, and probably some random people as well.
And Ben won't lie, we're going to plug some products, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it helps us build what it is trying to do here.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we plug I think if we plug something, we try and get a discount. Okay, try and get some value for people. There'll be a code, so it pays to watch more of these.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get something out of it.
Yeah, so we're going to look at those, and obviously if we do plug a product, we're going to pick it a little bit as well to get them to sell it. But it's not going to be, just flog.
No.
It's going to be a case of is it relevant and that sort of thing, which a lot of stuff is really. So that makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about, obviously, there's so many things that kind of hang on to the cycling industry, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I think over the years, cycling has got, is it the right word to say, cool? Like, do you know what I mean? It's changed, so we'll go back to obviously what I mentioned about when I started racing in, I would probably say 2014, 2013, something like that, and then going down to local people that would know, Hillingdon, there's a crit track down there, so we used to do Tuesday nights and on Saturdays down there racing. And then where I used to live, there was a cycling shop that opened up. And do you know Dave Brown?
No.
Who owned it? So a friend, Dave Brown, opened up a shop. It was called Peddling Gear. Real cool fluorescent yellow-green kit we had, which was wicked. And I don't know if you remember it, but the Cipollini Bond bike, which was like fluoro yellow.
Yeah.
It was sick, and had that. So yeah, really, really cool. And he was a great guy, and he had the shop for quite a while. So yeah, kind of started riding then, and I've always had tattoos, right? So, and I think that was probably like the motocross background, like, it's just kind of the thing, rock music and tattoos. And then obviously, as I said, like, I'd go into the cycling, and I'd go down to, in the summer in like bib shorts and short sleeve jerseys, go down to like Hillingdon and do some racing, and people like look at you and think, why are you here cycling? Like, because of the toes, and it was like bizarre, right?
Yeah.
And I remember doing one race down there, and there was another guy, and funny enough, he used to do motocross. He was a rider as well, but like he'd given up and stuff about my age at the time, and he was covered in tattoos. He had 2 sleeves. He said, he came over to me, he was like, mate, it's so cool that somebody else that does cycling in tattoos. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it was just so bizarre. And I just think, like, over the years, like recently, like with all the gravel and the alternative racing and stuff, like, cycling's got cool, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's funny because, all my mates, from school and stuff, they're builders, and they're not into the cycling, and they always kind of thought, why do you wear Lycra? Like, that's well weird, you look well weird. Like, do you know what I mean? It had that concept and that that's what people thought.
Yeah.
But I just think over the years now, like, cycling's got really cool.
Yeah.
And I think people, want to do cycling because it is a cool thing to do.
Oh, I'd say to me, is 90% of riding your bike is it's trying to look as cool as you can.
Of course, yeah.
And if having a sleeve makes you look good on a bike, well, you're going to do it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Whatever. And,
Exactly,
but that's where you've got this. A cycling kit, man, that's going back 20 years, right? It was terrible, right?
Yeah.
It was awful. Now you've got, even though lower range stuff's pretty good, when you've got the top of the pile, which is kind of Paz Normal and Rafa, and they're battling out what it is they're doing right now for specific types of people. But I think, it's about looking good, and it's about the line and the cut. Because even a big lad, right, can look good in this stuff. Yeah, you wear black or you wear grey. It's important. It's important for the old Kiwi guy, that mental health thing, right? It's really important to look good, and also you'll be told, in no uncertain terms, that you look ridiculous, right? If you don't look good, right? And this goes back to this shaving the legs, all that stuff.
Oh, that's a controversial one as well.
I don't beat mine, man. I go up to my trunk, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and I've done my arms because I've been doing it for 20 years. I don't care. I like it.
Do arms as well?
I do arms, always do. Because when I was a different story, but I'll tell you about that, why I do it. But it just helps, and makes you feel great. And I think that whole waxing, that whole Veting thing is, we're coming into the spring, you're getting ready, and you're showing off that winter coat, a bit like a cat or a dog, and you think, right, okay, now it's time. I've done all this training to move on. So yeah, but it's the kit it's much better now. I think the wide range, and it's mostly quite affordable. I mean, it is broad and wide, but I think the hardest thing about the kit is getting the fit right, because there's so many. If you get an Italian size stuff, it's based on the generic Italian guys who can be whatever. They're mostly small. Whereas in the UK, you've got a right mix. We are a right mix of people anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what you get. So I think trying stuff on and really grilling down on what that measurement is quite important. But yeah, it's important. I mean, but it's good that, and also bikes. Bikes, the whole where they're geometry and easy to get hold of nowadays. There's so many bike shops in the area, good ones. I mean, you've got one in each town pretty much. You've got one in High Wycombe, which has been there for years. You've got one in Tame now, which has been there for a couple of years.
Is that Cycle Care?
Cycle Care
is still there.
So Cycle Care is still in High Wycombe. It's good. He's been there for years. Simon, very good.
Years.
And it's mostly a lot of Bianchi stuff there, which is good. If you like that colour, which I do. And then you got Tame Cycles just up the road in
Bianchi as well.
He's doing Bianchi now as well, but he's got lots of stuff in there. I mean, it's worth a visit. I mean, he's got a wide range. And to be honest with you, you want something, he can get it for you.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good like that. So yeah, it's you've got loads in Oxford. So you've got a nice. The only place you haven't got one is Prince's Risborough, which is strange. But I guess Tame kind of takes that out. You've got so much in the catchment area. But yeah. There you go, a bit of a tangent then, didn't we?
Yeah, what did we start off with? Damn, what did we start off with? Sorry, did I mention
kit, man? You talked about kit. Went on about kit, and it's like
fluorescent kit. Yeah.
I binned all that, mate. Don't worry.
But do you know what? Surprisingly, the fluoro stuff was massive. Like around 2015, 16, all that kind of era. Yeah. And then. Now, in my opinion, if somebody rocked up in fluoro kit, it'd be like, whoa. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's gone very, what do I want to say, like the sandy colours? Like, is it pastel colours maybe?
Well, yeah, it's like getting your frame sprayed, right? It looked great for 6 months or a year, especially if it's a fashionable thing. If you get a nice fashionable colour, don't get a fashionable colour, get a classic colour is the way forward, and that's hard to choose. There's a mate of mine, Andy Davies, has got a really nice specialised in that. He's got a custom green, and that'll go for a very long time.
What kind of green?
Well, that's
like British racing?
No, it's not. It's a very dark British racing green, I would say, but he's got it faded. But I mean, that point being is that's why you've got to be careful what you get, because it lasts about 3 or 4 years. So you've got
black
to
or white.
Classic. Black or white mixed colours is fine, I think, overall. I like white frames, but everyone hates them because they get covered in crap in the children's hands all the time. But I like them particularly. But yes, there you go.
I would probably say, and also just going to mention, this is already annoying me.
Yeah, it is. So it's worth saying. This is our first one, so we've got a boom mic over there. A boom mic over there. So we're going to have going forward. We're going to get more tech. So the second one we do with these, we'll have more tech. We're just testing things out to begin with. What works. This mic, long story. This mic works. If you get very close to it, it's quite good for vocals. But I think we're going to get a bit of a boom mic. We might have label one, so we shall see. Whatever works best. But there's lots of stuff out there. So the tech will get better. The lighting will get better. The guests will get better looking. And
we'll be looking older.
Well, yeah.
Done about better.
Well, maybe so. Maybe there you go. We'll see. We'll try that anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes.
Maybe we'll get some sponsorship products like
Nivea.
Somebody might see it and be like, oh, them two look.
Oil of Ulay. That's the stuff my mum used to use. That's the stuff I tell you.
But yeah, so we will obviously, as kind of time goes on, we will kind of change this, because again, obviously, if we have a guest, then that would just be a nightmare.
Well, they do it on the telly. It works for them.
Yeah, but they're professionals. We're not.
We're not professionals yet. We'll try.
They could make it look better.
We'll have there'll be a microphone on here. It'll be a boom. The boom picks up lots of it. It's good for interaction. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on.
So we'll do it as we go. So I guess the next thing I was going to talk about is the tour as well. So I've always wanted to do this.
All right.
I think I've mentioned it to you. I want to go out for a mountain stage, just literally like 2 or 3 days, do the ride the climb, on the side of the road, take that all in, the atmosphere. I've always said every single year, gonna do it, and I really want to do it this year.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it to you, like even if you go out and drive, you know, like drive the transport or drive a van, you know, go out there and just take a tent, pitch up a tent, sleep in the tent, like load the bikes up, put the van somewhere, do the tent somewhere, then just ride, see the stage, ride back down, do a little bit more riding, and then just stay in the tent and just kind of really kind of like backpack it, which would be really cool. Something I definitely want to do, because the love of the sport is like when you're there's nothing like seeing something in person, right? Because it's completely different. But like I get amped. So when I'm watching Tour or even Giro and you see them mountain stages, you're kind of like, that looks so cool.
Yeah, it looks.
You know,
it looks
does
so,
look good.
It looks so cool, and you see those people that have been stood there for 3 days. Okay, and they're normally completely drunk, right?
Oh, wasted.
And you know why? Because they've had to use the woods as their local toilets and the local stream and that sort of thing. But I mean, I've done it. I've been to Pyrenees and watched a mountain stage. I've watched a stage in the Alps as well. Nothing like it. I would say Pyrenees would be the favourite. I say because of the fact that Spanish are nuts, and they take their drinking very seriously. And I rode up with a guy called Neil Ragg, who lives in Marlow, Ragstoke. Little tip for him, he's got his own products. And he makes, so if you've got a pair of jeans or a jacket or a pair of curtains that you love very much, and you want someone to make something out of them, like a bag or something, he will make it, and he is unreal.
That's cool.
We did Trans Germany with this guy. He's like Bear Grylls on steroids. He's the best person to get lost with on anything. He'll just fix it and get going, which I'm the complete opposite with. Ask my wife. And he's amazing. So he does things like that. Anyway, point being, we went to Pyrenees and we watched a Tour a few times up there, just watching it. You know, it was just you can't beat it.
No,
but we're riding up the Col de Peyresourde, and there was several tents with their own beer in there. So we started at the bottom very sober. We got to the top, we were quite hammered, mate. I can say that much.
Was you riding?
Altitude. Yes. It wasn't our fault. We needed a drink, and they were giving us drinks.
You're thirsty.
You can't say no.
No,
rude. It's rude. I'm British. Oh, absolutely. Thank you much, sir.
Yeah.
And we had little Union Jacks at the back of our bikes as well. It was when Brad was riding, so it was bloody brilliant. So they loved it. But I mean, I think going to watch it is an experience in itself. You can. Lots of people camp and watch that sort of thing, and you base yourself there for a few days, get yourself a load of baguettes and whatever it is you want from the bottom of the thing, right back up again. It is a great experience, and I'd recommend it to anybody. But I'm up for doing little stuff like that all the time, and my wife allows me. There you go. So
yeah, no, definitely, yeah. So it's just definitely something that I want to do. Just put it on the tick list, you know. But yeah, it'll be fun. So we wasn't actually going to, as I said, that we was going to get it in the shop, and it's difficult, isn't it? Because you kind of what have you got? You got the Giro, the Tour.
Then you got, and after that you got September, October. It depends when it is. You got the Vuelta.
So
and then you've got some more one-day classics that are happening between those sort of things as well. There's loads of stuff that goes on, and you have to have a public license.
And that's the thing. It's just I was kind of thinking
a lot of money to pay.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to do. Just kind of for me, not a lot of riding on the TV, and then you've got to obviously sign up to what GCN.
So it's TNT. So.
Oh, okay.
Is a story. Okay, so TNT, a massive, huge conglomerate, bought Eurosport and the rights to all these races, which is fantastic. Having everything in one place, almost a great solution, but they are charging you the earth for it. It's £31 a month, not £30.
£1 more than
yes, and they were very pleased to tell me that on the phone. It was almost, they were jubilantly happy. It's gone up to £31, Mr. Morrissey. I was like, but why is it not 30? And why is it 30? So you're talking to somebody on the support desk. It's not their fault. Okay, so I just said, can I do this for 6 months and then get rid of it after 6 months when the cycling's finished? Okay, but then you move into the cyclocross cross season. I'm thinking to myself, hang on, I'm hooked on the thing. It's like cycling.
Do it for 6 months.
Cycling cocaine. It's like saying, hang on, but you want to watch the cyclocross, won't you?
Exactly.
I said, yeah.
And then you got the classics.
And you got
start of the year.
Yeah. After the classics, the start, I think they're the best. So
Phone them up. Just do 12 months.
we're going to do. There's no discount. It's the same. So I'm doing it for 6 months, and then we'll have a review of the situation and see what can be done. Because I think if they want people, I'm just fortunate I can, and my wife has allowed me to do it. But I think a lot of people aren't going to do that, and I think not the fact that you can't watch the tour, that pain to the nose, is they need to do some sort of pay for view, or they need to do or sell out some sort of highlight programs that can be pushed out to someone like ITV or something. There's got to be something, because this in the long term is going to hit sponsors of cycling.
Didn't ITV4?
No, they haven't got it.
No, but they did. It was perfect.
It's perfect,
Yeah.
and now it's gone. It's all gone. So it's it looks like big conglomerates have taken over. But the problem is the audience paying for that is going to diminish massively. So something will have to be sorted, because otherwise people aren't going to watch it. Because it's not a case of some people actually cannot afford to do that. That's their week's food, for God's sake. One of those ways, great to watch the cycling, but we shall see. But I mean, I just think it's something's got to give, and there are ways around it. And it's almost like they're encouraging you to go to illegal sites and VPNs and all this stuff. And it's people are going to start doing that. So they're almost encouraging people to break things they don't want to do. So just give us a legitimate price to pay thing and go from there. Which I think that's the route I've gone down, but not everyone can. So
no, and do you know what?
Yeah.
And do you know what? Just touch on that basic. Nothing to do with cycling whatsoever. That was the same thing, right? What the council done with the tips, started charging people. So what that done was they encouraged people to fight it.
Yeah.
Which costs the council more.
Yeah. Long term.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing to do with cycling. I just thought that was really a
No,
bugbear of why when they first done it, so I'm going to mention it.
It's not been well thought out, and it's been. That's not true. It's been well thought out for profit. Okay, and the argument may be that so it's cost us this much to get all this stuff, so we've got to get some payback. Okay, but the audience of that is going to reduce. So there's some math going on somewhere to work out that we'll get this back, but in the long term, it's not a good thing. And I think there must be some thought process. You would hope there's some good thought process around how do we get more people on a monthly subscription for, whatever it may, £8 or £4 or £5. People will do that. A lot more people are watching it on their iPads now as well, because they can get it via their mobile providers and that sort of thing. So, cool. Anyway, we've been off quite a bit. I think
Have we been?
A good 30 minutes, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah. Well, we, as I said, we are having guests on here, but won't mention anything about it until I guess like a week before they're going to come on.
Yeah.
But I think we'll probably try and do. I don't know. See how it goes. We'll probably try and do 2 a month. And just kind of take from there. We'd probably like to do 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. Again, if we've got a guest, it will be obviously predominantly longer because there'll be 3 of us talking waffle. But at the moment, obviously, it's just me and Chippo. And yeah, pretty much kind of that's what we're going to kind of go down. As I said, we'll always go down a rabbit hole and start talking about something else. We're just not going to mention politics.
No, let's not go there, because that is I'm mindful. I think what we'll do is we'll try. We'll talk about. We've talked about this roughly. We'll do some risky stuff, as we'll do some live stuff.
Yeah,
okay, we can do that too, and we'll get people in. We'll have people in the shop, and why not? That'd be good. A bit of an atmosphere, that sort of thing, and we'll go from there. And we'll talk to people and get opinions and stuff. It's the start of many things, and as you know when you pour something in, it could go down different tributaries, all kind of different ways. So we'll do that going forward. But I think for now. That's probably us, I think.
Yeah.
And we're going to get this on. I guess we'll do some links on Instagram, and we'll get it. As we said, we'll mature and get it on some specific website and go from there. So you can look at the previous ones if you've missed a couple of podcasts.
Yeah.
There you go. So.
All right. Yeah. Cool. So we'll do. So yeah, we're going to do an Instagram, and then we'll do the Instagram account. So we'll just kind of like have the highlights of an episode on there, and then we'll just kind of put some random stuff, what's coming up. And then also obviously get it out on YouTube. On YouTube channels. So obviously, you know, I one thing I do hate people saying, but you have to say it. You know, obviously subscribe to us and give us a like. But you know, it generally does kind of help. And then it's just good for us because we can kind of see like people that are interested in it. And obviously comments, feedback, just say, you know, talk about this, or you're talking waffle, or try, you know, anything like that. You know, we'll take anything kind of on. But yeah, good, you know, any feedback's good feedback because, you know, it's learning. Every day is a learning day.
Any feedback's good feedback unless it's rude, okay? And what we'll just do is we'll just remove the comment and block you. So, you know, don't do that.
No.
So it's like, you're going to say something.
Life's hard enough as it is.
Well, yeah, it is.
Right, yeah, cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one. As I said, hopefully we'll get everything up on the socials and stuff, and then kind of follow along, and then we can just talk more about, you know, we've got stuff to talk about, the Refuel ride collective cycling club that we roll out every other Sunday from here, other clubs that we join and collab with as well, and again, you know, anyone can kind of join that if you're local. It's real chilled, but we'll talk more about that on the next one.
We'll put details on the website as well.
So
as we evolve, we'll put stuff up there about when we meet, how often we meet. There's lots of stuff on social media. You know, it's a kind of, it's a club within a club within a club kind of thing. It's about coffee, it's about chilling, and you know, like this morning we had two groups this morning, different abilities, and the faster guy got here and drank more coffee than I did, put it like that, and I was here most of the afternoon. So it's all good stuff, and I think, you know, going forward. So feedback's, I agree with you, feedback's great.
Yeah.
But be constructive, all right? Be constructive.
Yeah.
It's all right, you know, saying, Chip, on that T-shirt was embarrassing. That's fantastic. I know that, right? But I just don't. You know, we'll just.
We don't need to hear that.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. I was listening, so I'll still wear it. So cool. That's it, mate.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. We'll leave it there, and yeah, we'll touch base on the next one at EP2.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks and bye.